world, R.I.C.H coming right back at you. And this one right here, this ain't about comedy. This is about understanding lines. We talking about Jake Paul, Druski, and how a skit turned into a much bigger conversation. And we gonna keep this simple, clear, and honest. This started with a skit, a comedy skit that took off fast. Druski did a character, a parody of how certain conservative women present themselves. It was about delivery. It was about mannerisms. It was about energy, not about race.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
how about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart. That is the,
In what ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers. And we are all his children. But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible.
Sweet cream foam chai ice matcha. And Bella will have all organic puck cup.
organic?
Yes, everything organic.
We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America. Those are the boys that we care about in this country. America is built on their backs. Yes, because they are the ones who mattered most.
And that's why most people laugh, because they recognized what he was doing. It felt familiar. It felt like something they seen before. Now, of course, everybody didn't see it that way. Some people felt targeted. Some people felt like it went too far. And one name that got attached to it was Erica Kirk, someone who moves in political spaces. Now, once you step into that world, you open yourself up to parody. You open yourself up to criticism. You open yourself up to being a character. That's not new. That's been happening forever. But then the energy shifted, and this is where it got serious. People started talking about get back, started talking about matching Druski's energy. And that sounds good at first, until you really think about what that means.
A thing called Happy Easter. Do we have that? Everyone happy? Anybody that doesn't want, hello, darling. Wow, this is a good table. I like that table. You're doing well, right? Okay. I think you should sue them, but you know, I told her, you ought to sue somebody. They're so jealous of Erica. I said, you ought to sue their, I can say it, you're not allowed to say this, you have to be nicer. Sue their ass off.
Now this situation ain't just a joke no more. Now it's pressure, response, and reaction. And then we get to the moment that changes everything. The moment that makes this an entirely different conversation. Jake Paul steps in and he starts talking about matching the energy. But his version of that is not the same as what started this. He starts hinting at blackface as a form of revenge. And that right there is where the line gets crossed.
I want to ask you something because I've been, over the last couple of days, calling makeup artists, and I was going to do a response to this and like go and do like the full on
darker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And do it and just do it back, because why not?
Yeah.
Like, are we on the same playing field? Like,
I think if there's a way to do it, singing in well, even this sentence, but if there's a way to do it, I've been here many times. If there's a way to do it, I think there needs to be some black support for the character, I think. Like I'm saying, like say if Druski or I'm trying to think of somebody else.
Charles Barkley.
If you got one of those guys to be like, hey, Theo, I want you to do this skit with me. Let's do this.
But still, that's pussying out.
You think it is?
Yeah.
To me, there's a level of like,
doesn't that make us more like prejudice?
Like more prejudice?
That makes us, if we have to partner with someone. Druski just dropped this.
And he's done it a couple of times,
exactly. I love it. This is great. This is how humans should be.
I agree.
We should make fun of each other. And I don't see in color, I see in truth and comedy. So like, what are we talking about?
So you're saying
what era are we living in?
Dude, Justin Trudeau did, and he's freaking dating Katy Perry. You see that? Justin Trudeau, the mayor of freaking Canada.
I was just with them. I was just with them.
No, you were not.
Yeah, at the JP Morgan summit.
He was B-facing. Look at him right there in the middle. Look at the one in the hat in the middle
he
lower.
got caught for this before?
Yeah, look how dark he went. I mean, he went.
But to be fair, that picture's in black and white.
Now let that sit for a second, because now this ain't about comedy no more. This is about history. Jim Crow wasn't just a law. Jim Crow was a character on stage, a shucking and jiving yes master stereotype that made white America feel comfortable. You had Zip Coon, the free black man who was dressed up, talking stupid and acting a damn fool. Every character existed to tell one story. Black people are beneath you. And the scariest part, black folks started to play those roles too. See, after slavery ended, a lot of black folks didn't have nothing but their voice and their talent. So they joined minstrel circuits. And yeah, some of them became famous, got paid, got cheered, but at what cost? They had to paint their faces blacker than they were. They had to be the joke, not tell the joke. They had to play characters that mocked their own grandfathers and grandmothers. Look at Burt Williams, the first black Broadway star. Genius, poet, musical talent. And yet he had to do blackface to perform. Ain't that a damn shame? You can be brilliant, but only if you remind them of their power over you. Blackface is not just a joke. It's not just content. It comes from a time where black people were mocked and dehumanized. It was used to make people look ignorant, make them look less than human. And that matters. The history matters. Now compare that to what Druski did, and the difference is clear. Druski didn't mock a race. He mocked a style. He mocked a person, a type of political energy. That's satire. That's what comedy does. And that's why this match the energy thing falls apart. Because the energy was never the same. You can't match something that you misunderstand. You can't respond correctly if you misread the moment. And that's what this feels like. A misread turned into a bad decision. Now let's keep this real. Not internet real, real real. You ever been in a room where somebody say something and it just don't land right? That's what this was, that exact moment. Where everybody kind of looks around like, nah, that'll be going too far. And that's why people start pushing back. Not against the skit, but against the response. Because the skit was clear. The response is confused. One was observation, the other is escalation. And those two don't mix. They don't belong in the same sentence. Now let's talk about why this matters. Because this is bigger than just a moment. When you got a platform, what you say carries weight. People hear it different. People move different because of it. So when you throw out ideas like blackface, even as a joke, it don't hit like. It hits with history, it hits with context, and that's why you gotta be aware. Not scared, just aware. Aware of what you're saying. Aware of what it represents. Because everything is not equal. Everything is not the same type of joke. Let me bring it back one more time. Keep it plain and simple. Druski made a political joke. Jake Paul suggested a racial response. Those are two different worlds and they should never be confused. And that's why this blew up, because people know the difference. One felt like comedy, the other one felt like disrespect. And when you cross that line, you can't walk it back like it's nothing. But at the end of the day, this really comes down to understanding. Understanding what was done and understanding what was suggested. And knowing that those two things are not the same thing. Not even close. But hey, that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe, establish Rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.